Hello, welcome to the 30k channel. I'm your host David.
And I'm Boris.
And we are back for a game of Daemons Vs If.
Definitely.
Yes!
Absolutely.
It's finally happened. It's taken a tremendous amount of blood, sweat, tears and effort to get us here to film this game for you. So I'm relieved.
Me too. It's great to be back.
It is. It's so cool. And you know what? Today is a day of first. We've got Zone Mortalis. I haven't had Zone Mortalis for ages since I sold it. Brought this new stuff, but I've taken so long to paint it.
I can attest to how long this has been. Having last year we sort of sat and painted for an entire day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a labour of love.
It's not cool, is what it is. It's not cool. And also, we have a solo demon army. Now, everybody knows these demons. They were painted and modelled by Dan Wheeler at 1K Sun. Phenomenal job.
Absolutely amazing. He made them look like Ruinstorm demons, not 40k demons.
Amen.
Which is just absolutely brilliant.
They are so cool. And I couldn't believe it when they came up for sale on Heresy Trading, and I bit his hand off so fast. I had to remortgage the house, but I've got them. So here we are. So very excited to have those. And the acquisition of the demons is what is coming for the future of the channel. You know, we've always been welcoming guests on the channel, and that will continue after the move, but everything will gently be brought in-house because it allows a bit of greater control, and we can do all the other stuff which I plan to do, which isn't always feasible with guests. That was a long explanation for something even longer. But anyway, Boris, can you tell us what we've got in store today?
We are recreating the battle on the Phalanx at the start of the Solar War.
Yes.
Spoilers, if you haven't read it, turn off now or skip ahead. The demons of the Ruinstorm General or General Forces of Chaos breach the Phalanx and flood its interior with demons. And the Imperial Fist have to scramble to face a foe they haven't really faced before. So we're just recreating this in the Zone Mortalis board. We have Dr. Dan Porter's amazing Imperial Fist.
We have
facing off against Ruinstorm demons in the bowels of the Phalanx.
Yeah, and that first encounter for Dawn, that kind of where he kind of went, oh, what's going on? And he had to pull his psychers out of quarantine.
Yep.
And I think he proper went, all right, okay, this is on.
This is actually real.
Yeah. So this is a tiny snapshot from somewhere else where we're not fighting against Dawn, because that would be quite scary. So that's really exciting. But there are a few things to talk about to kind of frame this game a little bit. So I've done a board build for this board that we're playing on today, and I also explained the reason why we're using 3-inch vortex grenade markers rather than 5 inches.
Yep.
So I don't want to go through that again. So please watch the board build to understand why we're using these. It just fits much better, I think.
Yeah, it still looks absolutely great, and it works functionally the same.
Yeah, there are pros and cons for using these smaller ones. I know this is a big topic in the Ruinstorm Demons kind of Facebook page, but I've just rationalised that it's so much easier and just allows for a little bit more greater flexibility. But then that also goes into how I build boards and how a Zone Mortalis board should be built, in my opinion. So go watch that video. I think it's really interesting, but I would. Tell me about the Imperial Fist.
We have a pretty gun-heavy force. I've gone for as much AP4 as I can cram in with the models available.
Yeah.
The demons are probably, I'm guessing, going to be pretty scary. So it's going to be gun line versus ravening hordes of demons. We've got a pretty standard fist list with a lot of bolters, rapier, weapon, carriage, and some autocannons and a carries. Double carries contemptor.
Yeah, it's pretty formidable. We did do a test game for this. I won't give the results away, but it was pretty rough on both ends, I think. But the fists they're a formidable force.
In Zone Mortalis particularly, it's their home ground, I would say, in two ways this time. But the demons they have their reputation is well deserved, I would say. Yeah,
they're pretty reasonable. And that brings me on to my next point, really. We're going to talk about the demons a little bit. Obviously better the first couple of turns, then they average out and then they get worse, and that's fine. So I think with the demons, you've really got to make that punchy statement really early on the game to see you through the latter part, which we get quite weak. the demons have an option to. I'm going to have to refer to my notes here. It's almost like a rite of war. So, but they can ignore all of the mission objectives and go after their own mission objective, and that's exactly what I've done in this mission here. I'm desperately rifling through my notes to try and find it. It's called Crimson Fury, and essentially it gives them a few benefits, but they can have a couple of special rules. So some units gain Rage and some units gain Rampage, but we'll go into that when it comes to it. They get a specific Warlord trait, and there's a couple of things. A thing called the Blood Must Flow, which essentially means if a unit is killed in Overwatch as it's charging to combat, there's some points available there. But we'll go through all that as we come across that. In this mission, there's a few objectives available to us. Boris, can you help us out there?
So we're playing the regular Zone Mortalis assault mission, and we are playing Search and Destroy. So that is every unit that is destroyed simply, or every unit and independent character or walker destroyed awards a victory point for the enemy side. Or to your side. There is also Slay the Warlord and First Blood as secondaries. So that's what the Imperial Fists are playing. However, the demons are using their own tricksy objectives.
Yeah, it's essentially the same. If we kill stuff or get killed going into kill stuff, we get some points, and there's Warlord and a few other bits and bobs there. So it does work really well. The synergy of that is fantastic. The flip side to it is if the Imperial Fists are playing an objective game, the demons have just got to kill stuff. So it kind of plays to their hand. The other thing about it is this Crimson Fury, it's very cornate kind of. It's got a very cornate kind of feel to it. And a final thing about the list, really, I don't think I've optimized the list amazingly well, because there are a few other options I could have chosen to make the list a little bit more killy, but I've gone for kind of WYSIWYG. So, the cavalry, they've got big brass collars because they're juggernauts of Khorne, and I've put them a brass collar. So, okay, they get a 3+ armor save, but I probably would have gone for a couple of the emanations rather than the 3-up, but I've kind of gone for what they've represented on the model. So I have kind of gone fluffy demons to a point.
Yeah, and on the same regard, I haven't taken any Psi Arcana or anything in the specifically anti-demon. So to sort of get ourselves back into playing games, and specifically on Zone Mortalis, we have decided we're just going to play it quite fluffy, WYSIWYG, quite basic to start with. So the fists don't have any kind of fancy Psi Arcana. Maybe we'll play another couple games coming up, and then we can start bringing out some of the fancier Psi Arcana sort of relics, anti-demon stuff, and you can start bringing out some of the big nasty things. Ooh. We'll see.
No Cold in the Void for this game either. I think it's fair to say we're both a little bit rusty, so as Boris said, we're just going to keep this one real tight to kind of help us out of our first game back after so long. So I think it'll still be fun.
It's going to be great. I can tell already.
It will be good. All right, so we are going to go into the armies. This will look slightly different, hopefully, if I've done my job right. Hopefully you'll like the changes, and if you do, please let us know, because if you don't, I won't waste my time, because this new way takes 10 times longer. So please let us know if you like it. Boris, I won the roll off to go first.
Yeah. Again, kind of the demons synergize with Zone Mortalis in strange ways. So demons went first, but the warp-rift markers meant you didn't do anything. So then I deployed. So even though I deployed second, I actually deployed first because my units went on the board, and then you were able to deploy your warp-rift markers. So there's some quite strange rules interactions between the demon rules and Zone Mortalis, because it's an extra layer on top of Age of Darkness. Yeah. And demons kind of break the Age of Darkness rules in various ways. So it's a bit odd, but yeah, so we've deployed a sort of yellow line of defense, and we'll see what happens.
One final thing to go through. Now, when you deploy your forces in Zone Mortalis, you divide your force into 2 parts as equal as possible. You deploy one half, and then the second half comes on reserves.
Yeah.
Demons, you deploy your warp rift markers down, and on your first turn, you roll a reserve roll for every single unit, unless they have a special rule which allows them to come on the first turn. And then they come on as they come on, and then thereafter they're in reserves. So what we've done here, it's kind of a bit of an amalgamation of the 2 rules.
Yeah.
We've divided the demons into 2. One half will roll on a 3+ on the first turn, and then thereafter everything else will arrive from reserve as normal. Because if not, there's potentially a chance of all the demons arriving in the first turn, and then Boris is being drip-feeded in your consecutive turns.
Well, it'd just be 3 units of Imperial Fist versus the entire Demons army, and it'd be a real short game for you guys. So
Yeah.
we decided to rule it that way, that it's still the reserves and the spearhead.
Yeah. That was the most logical way we thought of doing it. If you agree, great. If you don't, please let us know. I'd love to hear what you've got to say. Done. Boris, good luck to you.
Good luck to you.
And we'll go on to the first turn. Leading the Demons of the Ruinstorm is a Ruinstorm demon chosen. He has 3 emanations, Crushing Claws, Flensing Talons, and a brass collar. Fast attack is 5 demonic cavalry. They have 2 emanations of Crushing Claws and brass collar. The first troop choice is a unit of 9 lesser demons with Flensing Talons and Crushing Claws. The second troop's choice is a unit of 10 lesser demons, again with Flensing Talons and Crushing Claws. The third troop's choice are 10 demonic beasts with Sundering Fans and a brass collar.
Single HQ choice and Warlord for the Imperial Fists is a Consul who has been upgraded to have Artificer Armour, a Refractor Field, Bolt Pistol and a Solarite Power Gauntlet. The first of 2 Elites choices is a Rapier weapons platform with a Quad Heavy Bolter. The second is a Contempt and Mortis Dreadnought that has been upgraded to have Twin Caries autocannons and a Havoc Launcher. In heavy support, there is a single heavy support squad. The entire squad has been upgraded to have autocannons. The third troop's choice is a tactical support squad upgraded with plasma guns, and the sergeant has been upgraded to have artificer armor and melter bombs. For troops, there are 2 identical tactical squads. Both have a sergeant, which have been upgraded with a power fist and artificer armor, and a squad is armed with bolt guns.
Demons of the Ruinstorm, turn 1 movement. And the demons were lucky enough to get their 2 choices in straight away. So we've got 9 lesser demons with the demon HQ, and then finally we've got the beasts which came in over on this side. So a really good result there. We are going to make a massive push for the Imperial Fist right away in the first movement phase. The lesser demons and the HQ have moved 6 inches straight out from that warp rift marker, heading straight towards this Imperial Fist tactical squad. They will run, but we'll do that in the shooting phase. And then finally, these beasts have moved forward 12 inches and are within sniffing distance of that quad heavy bolter there. We will run, and then we'll see if we can charge in the next turn. Demons of the Ruinstorm shooting phase. The beasts ran a mighty 5 inches, so they are 6 inches away from a charge from that quad launcher in their next turn. But the lesser demons with the HQ are slightly sluggish here and only managed a 1 inch run. They are in the perfect position for a good charge next turn, and now we'll just brace to see what those BS5 bolters can do to the demons.
Imperial Fist, turn 1 movement. A lot of things to think about this turn already. The Rapier stayed still, unsurprisingly. It's going to face down the line of beasts. The autocannon squad, 3 move to get a shot on the enemy squad of lesser demons. So 3 will be snap firing, but 2 are able to stand still. I didn't fancy opening the doors to the beasts, so that was the better of the options. Long debate on the tactical squad, finally. I could have retreated 6 inches back and then rapid fired or furied even. However, doing the quick maths, I probably only would have pulled down 1 or 2 of the lesser demons and then would have got charged anyway, crucially clogging up that single door entryway where my reserves will need to come in. So I have decided to push forward. We're going to fire with bolt pistols and then charge into the enemy. Crucially, they have rage, so this will deny them 2 attacks each on the first round of combat. We'll probably still lose, but the squad was probably going to die anyway, and this way I can put half their attacks for the entire unit. Turn 1 shooting phase for the Imperial Fist. Start with the Rapier. We have 6 shots ringing out at Ballistic Skill 5, thanks to Disciplined Fire from the Imperial Fists, into the beasts. So, 6 shots, all hit, that's really good. However, we have Tides of Madness, which means the beasts, the entire demon army gets +1 strength and toughness on the first 2 turns. So they're 5 base, now 6, so that strength 5 heavy bolter is now wounding on 5s. Let's see what we can do. Oh, not too bad. 3 wounds. So that is 3 3-up saves from the demons.
All right, thanks to the brass collars, they have a 3-up armor save. Oh, and that is 1 wound dealt onto the first demon.
Next up are the autocannons. 3 have moved to get a shot, so we have 3 snap firing, 2 won't be. We're targeting the lesser Demons squad with the Chosen HQ in. So starting off with the 6 shots from the snap firing, so hit 6s to hit. Not a sausage, really unfortunate. Then we have 4 more shots hitting on 3s, so that's 3 hits. And then we have strength 7. The squad are toughness 5, thanks to the Tides of Madness, so we're still winning on 2, thankfully. 1-1, so that is 2 3-up armor saves from the squad. The Chosen is closest, however, so we'll need a lookout from the Demons.
The Chosen does have a brass collar, though, which is great news. And he will look out Sir those wounds on a 2-up, which he does successfully. And now we are on a 5-up invulnerable save, but we are within 6 inches of that portal, so we get to re-roll these. So 1 wound caused.
Last to shoot is the Imperial Fist Tactical Squad. They're going to fire a fusillade of bolt pistol shots before charging. Thanks to the Imperial Fist's rule, we have 10 shots hitting on 2s. Still 4 1s. It's going well. And now these Demons are toughness 5, so 5s to wound. A single wound. Well, better than nothing.
All right, so we've got 4-up armor. Oh, we failed, so that is a wound caused on that lead lesser demon.
Turn 1 Imperial Fist Assault phase. We rolled a 7 on the charge and made it in easily. Taking a fear check against the demon's terrifying presence, rolled a 5, so handily passed. As Imperial Fist, we have to issue a challenge, so the Chosen from the demons stepped up and they're now battling out on that plinth. Everything is initiative 4, so we'll start with the Imperial Fist Tactical Marines. They are hitting on 4s and we have 18 attacks. Ooh, not great, not bad.
That's
about
all right.
Middling. There we are. And then we are wounding on 5s thanks to the Tides of Madness rule. Let's see what we can do. Well, not too bad. So 3 wounds onto their 4-up armor save.
All right, 4-up armor saves. Here we go. 2 failed, so that is 1 demon dead because he's got 1 wound already, and 1 wound put on another demon. We'll next go to initiative 4, which is the demon HQ. He's got 3 attacks, weapon skill 5, shred and rending at strength 5, but thanks to Tides of Madness, he's strength 6. So we require 3s to hit. We are preferred enemy as well, but we don't get a 1 there. And now we're 2s with shred and rending. Oh god, we needed it. Okay, so just 2 armor saves for the Imperial Fist Sergeant.
Okay, the Imperial Fist Sergeant does have Artificer armor, so 2 2-up armor saves. Let's see if we can keep him in the game. There we go, the infamous 1. So he dies before he's able to swing with his Power Fist.
At initiative 4, the lesser demons strike back. There are 9 models. They have 2 attacks apiece, so we are 18 models requiring 4s to hit. So let's just get rid of those few out there. Got a cock dice there, unbelievably. It's a miss. Brilliant. That was a 4, I think. Oh, anyway, so we've got 2, 4, 6, 8 hits. We're strength 4, but strength 5 thanks to Tides of Madness, and we are shred and rending thanks to Crushing Claws and Fencing Talons. Here we go. Okay, so we get no rending so far. We get to re-roll here, though. Okay, so that's not too bad. So 2, 4, 6, 8 wounds, 3-up armor saves.
Okay, let's see if the Imperial Fist armor can hold. Well, we lose 3. That's not too bad, actually. End of the combat, the Imperial Fist Sergeant doesn't get to swing, unfortunately. We took out the casualties caused at initiative 4. The Fists lost by 2, thanks to losing 4 models compared to 2 wounds dealt out. So we now are on a leadership test of 6. See what we can do. Oh, not quite. 6 and a 2, so that is an 8. They are running. Initiative off, so the Imperial Fists are initiative 4 plus 4, so an 8.
And the demons roll a 4 plus their 4. They have killed the Imperial Fist, and they will sweep how far? Excuse me, consolidate 2 inches.
End of Imperial Fist turn 1. Already a brutal game. Our gamble didn't pay off. We really would have been good to keep that squad locked up for our reserves to start turning up next turn. Next turn, we're going to face some more demonic charges. Quite probably, we'll see if we can weather the storm until our reserves come in.
Demons of the Runestorm turn 2 movement. And an unbelievable roll. Both units that have been held in reserve have broken through into real space, and they are making a charge down Zone Mortalis. So we have the cavalry, the juggernauts there. They have burst forth from that portal, and they are going to make their way down the board. They've already moved their 6 inches. It is a bit tight, so it might hinder them in the future. And then finally, the lesser demons here have got out of their portal just behind the demonic beasts, which are due a charge into that quad heavy bolter. The demonic beasts have moved within a hair's breadth of the quad heavy bolter, and the demon HQ, the lesser demons, have just wingled their way around that servo crane there and hoping for a long bomb charge into the autocannon team. Demons of the Ruinstorm, shooting phase turn 2. The demon HQ and the lesser demons couldn't get a decent enough charge in on those autocannon teams, so they ran forward 6 inches. The lesser demons here didn't want to run forward into the corridor because they didn't want to block the advance of the cavalry. However, their run move only took them to the door, so they are stuck behind that door for now, but they will burst through in the subsequent turn. Demons of the Ruinstorm, assault phase turn 2. The demonic beasts have declared a charge against the rapier team, and the 2 marines will overwatch.
Okay, so we're going to try and overwatch. We have a reaction fire test to start with. Fail. So it is only hitting on 6s, snapshots, 2 hits.
Wow.
Well, there we go. Strength 4, toughness 5. So 5s to wound, no wounds. But that was pretty good. They did well.
They did really well there. Okay, so we've got a charge coming in here from the beasts. I know it's only 1 dice, but I can't get 2 dice to hand. It's a 3-inch charge. It's not amazing, but we will still make it in. The demonic beasts have piled into combat, and 6 are eligible to attack. They do get rage, so there are 4 attacks on the charge each, but the Imperial Fist will go first at initiative 4.
We'll get these 2 attacks out the way. So hitting on 4s, no hits, nice and quick.
Next to strike at initiative 4 are the demonic beasts. They have Sundering Fangs, which essentially gives them plus times 2 strength at initiative 1, but we're just going to go in with their attacks because they get rage. They have 4 on the charge, and there is 24 attacks requiring 4s to hit. So we're just going to get rid of those 1s, 2s, and 3s. Not too bad. We're strength 5 normally, plus 1 for Tides of Madness. So we are 2s to wound. Okay, that's not bad. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 wounds. Woo!
All right, well, I've got 10 dice in my hand. Let's see what happens. 3 up saves. Oh my God.
Wow.
Well, okay, so all passed. What was it, 14?
Yeah.
So 4 more armor saves. Let's see what happens.
Oh, that's unbelievable.
That's quite incredible. Okay, drawn combat.
That's the end of the assault phase for turn 2 for the demons. Those Imperial Fists are super tough, stood behind their rapier there. On the whole, not a bad turn. Everything's on the board now. You know, we've just got to wait to see what happens with the Imperial Fist reserves.
Imperial Fist, turn 2 movement. Turn of ups and downs. Our tack squad's gone, but that rapier squad held fast pretty amazingly. The autocannon squad are going to stand their ground and sell their lives dearly. We were really lucky on our reserve rolls, and all 3 squads came in. However, due to that ongoing combat, everyone had to come in through the single side door on our table quarter. We have a plasma squad, tack squad containing the console, and the Contemptor Mortis. We've got a bit of a traffic jam, so we'll start doing some running and seeing if we can thin ourselves out a bit. Turn 2 Imperial Fist shooting. We have run a lot of our units. All of the reserve units ran. There were no line of sight to shooting, so the plasma squad and the tactical squad ran 6 and 5 inches respectively, which is really good, gets us out from that doorway jam. The Mortis ran 3 inches and just tucked itself behind the reactor, giving ourselves some really good fire lanes. Moving on to autocannons, we have 10 shots. We're going to target the lesser demons with the HQ unit in, see if we can whittle that squad down. 10 shots with autocannons hitting on 3s. That's really not good. 5 misses, so 5 hits. However, it is still wounding on 2s. So that is 5 wounds. We get cut straight through their 4-up armor, so down to the run from the demons. That is 5, yeah.
5, yeah.
4 failed. So that is 2 brutes go down. Or not brutes, lesser demons. Imperial Fist, turn 2, assault phase. The only assault here is the epic duel between the Rapier Battery and the Demon Beasts. We'll start with the Imperial Fist crew members. We have 2 attacks going back, hitting on 4s, 1 hit, and we are wounding on 5s. They're still an extra toughness. No wounds, unfortunately.
Next to strike is initiative 4, and these demonic beasts will try again, see if they can get through the armor of the Imperial Fist. There are only 2 attacks now each, so only 6 in range, so 12 attacks, hitting on 4s. Not amazing. That was a 5. Oh, jeez. Okay, so we've got 2, 4, 6 hits. We are strength 6, toughness 4, 2s to wound. That's not bad. That is 6 wounds.
All right, 6 3-up armor saves. Let's see if we can stay in the game for a second turn. No, their luck ran out. 3 failed, and that squad is wiped.
After a great round of combat there, the demonic beasts have consolidated 3 inches. They couldn't go too far, but they certainly plan to go through that door and get stuck into the autocannon team in the next turn.
End of turn 2 for the Imperial Fists. Really tough again. The Rapiers finally fell as expected. The autocannons look like they're not long for this world, but at least we've finally got in all our reserves, which is really good luck. We have a pretty unstoppable tide of demons, but if we can break them up and delay them until the later turns of the game, we might stand a chance. We'll have to see how we can do.
Demons of the Ruinstorm, movement phase, turn 3. The demons are really going for it now. The Tides of Madness are calm at the moment, so no bonuses conferred to any of the demons' models. The cavalry have advanced forward 12 inches and will try get stuck into the combat in the next couple of turns. The HQ and his lesser demons have moved round towards the attack unit and the Contemptor. The other lesser demon unit, have come forward and spilled out into that larger corridor. And then finally, the demonic beasts have made a break through that door and will charge into the autocannon team. Demons of the Ruinstorm, shooting phase, turn 3. Only run moves here. So the lesser demons and the HQ round 3. The demonic cavalry got a massive 6, didn't even need their fleet. And then finally, the lesser demons in the larger corridor there ran 1 inch. Demons of the Ruinstorm, turn 3 assault phase, and the demonic beasts have declared a charge against the autocannon team. They will fire their overwatch.
All right, so the heavy weapons, so we don't get reaction fire. So 10 shot snapshotting. So we get any 6s, we get a single 6.
Whoa.
It's better than nothing. And we are wounding on a 2, strength 7. That is a wound. However, you get your full 3-up armor save.
For the brass collar, passed. Now we'll do our charge. Anything but. That's a mighty double 6. And they are easily in that combat. Starting initiative 4, the demonic beasts go in. Only 4 can get into range of combat with the Imperial Fist there. They have rage, and there is 16 attacks requiring 4s to hit. All right, so we've got 2, 4 misses there. Few 3s. That's not too bad. They are strength 5 now. No modifications. They've got crushing claws, which won't help them here. So 3s to wound. Yeah, we'll take that. So it's 2, 4, 6, 7 wounds.
All right, the entire squad have 3-up armor, so we'll roll these all at the same time. Fail 4, so that is all but 1 wiped.
Wowzers.
Striking back before the Marines die, they will hit the beasts back. We have 6 attacks from the squad, hitting on 4s. That's really not so good. 2 hits, and then we are wounding on 5s, toughness 5. 1 wound, so a single 3-up armor save.
All right, brass collar, saved. All right, so the demons won by 4, so leadership test.
So we are -4, leadership 9, so we need to roll 5 or under. No, that is an 11, so we are running.
All right, D6 for the demons, 5.
Imperial Fists, 5. They are caught, I believe.
They are, and they are swept, and they will consolidate a massive 1 inch. End of turn 3 for the demons. Wow, that is a great turn. They are converging now on this corner over by this generator. You know, those cavalry are going to move up pretty sharpish. So we've just got to wait to see what happens with the Imperial Fist. The demon beasts there are staring down some plasma guns, and there's a Contemptor and some bolters there. So let's see what happens.
Imperial Fist turn 3 movement, fighting on the back foot, but we'll see what we can do. The Plasma Squad has arranged themselves to rapid fire plasma into that squad of beasts that have chomped their way through the left flank of the fists. The Tactical Squad with the console are going to try the trick that failed last time. We're going to move forward and possibly charge one of the demon units, deny them their rage attacks, and put those Strength 8 power fists to use, instant killing the demons. The Mortis has moved out to provide some fire. Imperial Fist turn 3 shooting. We debated firing at the cavalry squad, but we're going to fire the bolt pistols. It might put us out of charge range, but our luck hasn't been that good, so we'll see what we can do. 11 shots from the squad, including the Centurion, of 11 bolt pistols, hitting on 2 thanks to discipline fire. That's not too bad. 1 miss would have been 3 misses without the discipline fire. Wounding on 4s. Oh, that is 5 fail to wounds. That is 5 wounds on the cavalry squad.
Oh, that's pretty good. All right, the brass collars will hopefully keep the cavalry alive. 3 up armors. Whoa, 1 wound taken.
Next to fire is the Contemptor Mortis. He is targeting the Lesser Demons squad with the HQ chosen in. We fired the Havoc Launcher off camera and it hit square on, clipping 3 of the Lesser Demons. We have 3 hits, Strength 5, Toughness 4 now, so 3's to wound. Not too great. 1 wound, only AP 5, so regular armor save. Saved. And then we go on to the real star of the show. So we have 12 Carey's autocannon shots, hitting on 2s. 3 1s, not too bad, but that's a cop dice. No, that's not too bad. That's a 6. So 9 hits, wounding on 2s with strength 6, rending on the 6s. No 6s, but we have only 1 fails to wounds. That's 8 wounds. The AP4 does cut through their armor, so this is straight onto their 5 up in fun.
All right, let's have a look. Oh, that's not bad to be fair.
Pretty good.
Holy hell. All right, so we lose 3. There's a couple there lost wounds, so we'll take those off.
Last to shoot, we have the Plasma Gun support squad. They're going to rapid fire into the front ranks of those beasts and see how many they can drop. We'll fire the Sergeant separate, as the Gets Hot roll might be of interest. So 1 hit, no Gets Hot, 1 miss, and then we have 8 more shots from the rest of the squad. 2 miss and no Gets Hot. That's really good. So we have 7 hits in total. 2's to wound, strength 7, 6 wounds. Okay, that's good for us. AP2, so it cuts through their armor.
All right, so we'll go straight into the 5 up invulnerable. Oh, geez, we make 3 and lose 3 wounds. So that's 1 demonic beast and 1 wound on another.
Imperial Fist turn 3 assault. The tactical squad rolled 6 inches on their charge and managed to make contact with the cavalry squad. They shot out with their bolt pistols, which is really great news. No characters for the Imperial Fist to challenge, so we're just straight into the initiative 4 combat step. 3 of the cavalry beasts are able to attack, so we'll do their attacks first and then switch to the Imperial Fists.
Okay, so 3 attacks each, so 9 attacks, and we're hitting on 4s. Oh, that is not amazing. And we are strength 4, and we are rending, which is pretty good. So 1 rend, and that's it. Just 1 rend on the Imperial Fist. That kills 1 Marine.
Okie doke. Straight into the Imperial Fist attack back. So both the Sergeant and the Consul will be using their Power Fist and Solarite Gauntlet respectively. So initiative 4, we have Tactical Marines. They'll get to attack back. 18 attacks on the charge. 4s. Ooh, not great. It's about average, I'd say.
That looks pretty good.
4. So that's 6 misses. And then they are only toughness 4 now, thanks to the tides of the warp. 4s again. That's pretty good. 4 fails, so that's 8 wounds.
Yowzers. Okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They do have brass collars, because those massive brass collars there that the demons are holding on to. 3 ups. Oh, geez. Okay, so that's 2 demons have fallen in that combat.
Next in the combat, the Centurion and the Sergeant, both of their fists move forward, but they were a victim of their own success. Having wiped 2 of the models out of the cavalry squad, they were not able to swing. So we go straight on to the resolution. The Imperial Fist scored 4 wounds. The Demons scored 1 back. The Warlord, however, also adds +1 to the wound calculation due to his Warlord trait. So the Demons are down 4 on their leadership.
All right, the Demons are a leadership of 7, so they need 3 or under. Ooh, so they have failed, so now we need to roll in demonic instability. 1's not good, 2 to 5 is okay. We actually got a 6, which means they don't lose any wounds, and they get +1 weapon skill and ballista skill, I believe. After that lucky escape, the Demons will then consolidate further into that combat.
End of Imperial Fist, turn 3. We're lucky to still be in combat. It would have been really nice to wipe the squad, but victims of our own success. The Demons are going to press on our flanks really quickly next turn, so we're going to be seeing a lot more combat, but we're just going to try and hang on for turn 5 and 6 when they start getting weaker.
Demons of the Ruined Storm, turn 4, movement phase. The demonic beasts have moved within an inch of that plasma support squad, hoping to drag them down into combat in the next turn. The demonic cavalry are locked in combat, but the HQ and the lesser demons have advanced forward just over that little command platform there. The demons, lesser demons here, they've just done their run move in the movement phase because it was just easier to do it all in one as there's no shooting, and they rolled a mighty 6 and have moved a full 12 inches towards that tactical squad. They won't be able to make combat, but they're just giving moral support in the background. Daemons Ruin Storm, turn 4 assault phase. The demonic beasts have declared a charge against the plasma support squad. They've passed their reactionary fire test and they will fire into the demonic beasts.
All right, let's see what we can do. We'll start with the Sergeant, who'll fire first as he is Artificer Armor. 2 shots, 1 hit, 1 miss, and then 8 other shots rapid firing. A couple of 1s, but the rest hit, so that's pretty good. So we'll put those aside for the moment. Armor saves. 2 fail, 2 die to their own plasma guns. However, that is 7 hits. Wounding on 2s, 2 fail to wound. So that is 5 wounds at AP2 on the dogs.
Oh, jeez. All right, 5 wounds, 5 up invulnerables. That's 1, 2 dogs are dead. Some great luck there from the Imperial Fist, just dying to their own weaponry. But the demonic beast will need a charge now, 4 or more. Oh, it's a 6, and they make contact with those Marines. The Imperial Fist kick off the combat initiative 4 with their 4 attacks.
All right, striking the beast to see if we can drag 1 more down before we die. Hitting on 4s, 2 hits, statistically probable, and 4s to wound. 1 wound against statistics.
All right, one of those demonic beasts have 1 wound on them. They have a 3+ armor save, which is failed, and that does kill one of the beasts. The beasts attack back at the same initiative 4. They are 16 attack. They get rage on the charge. So 4s to hit. I don't think that was amazing.
Pretty good, I'd say.
Yeah, it's about right. About half and half, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, and they are strength 4, toughness 4. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds. Where are we going, Boris?
The Sergeant has Artificer Armor, so we'll do 2 3-up armor saves at a time until we get to the Sergeant. So both pass,
Oof.
and the next 2, 1 fails. So 1 Marine goes down.
Moving on to the second combat, it is a massive swirling melee here with 3 different units. But the HQ and his lesser demons have charged into the tactical squad with the Centurion. And the Centurion has issued a challenge which was accepted by the Chosen. So we'll start with the Chosen. He's got 3 attacks base, +2 for Rage, thanks to Crimson Fury. And he will go Weapon Skill 5, requiring 4s to hit. Oh, that was terrible. He does have Preferred Enemy, so he rerolls 1s. Oh, and another one over in the corner. Holy hell. All right, so he gets 1 hit. He's Strength 5 with Shred and Rending thanks to Flanging Talons and Crushing Claws, and that is just 1 wound.
All right, the console has Artificer Armor, so a 2-up armor save. Passed.
Next strike initiative 4 are the Cavalry, Demonic Cavalry. 3 attacks base, requiring 4s to hit. Oh geez, only 3 hits there. Strength 4, toughness 4, 4s to wound, and that is 1 wound.
All right, onto the 3-up armor save of the Imperial Fists. fails. So 1 Marine does die.
Not a bad result. The final unit to attack is the Lesser Demons. They are coming in with 16 attacks from 4 models. It's pretty good. They all have Shred and Rending thanks to Flensing Talons and Crushing Claws, and they require 4s to hit. Oh, geez, that is bad. 2, 4, 5, 6 hits. 4s to wound. Don't forget Shred and Rending. We do get a... Oh, my word. We do get a rend. Thankfully, we can shred. Oh, wow, that's good. So we get 3 rends and 1 wound. Boris, what are you going to go with?
Okay, well, the rends go straight through the power armor, and then we still aren't on the sergeant, so it's a single 3-up armor save, which we fail again. So that is another Marine dead. Tough amount of damage dealt out by those rending hits there, but we do get to strike back at initiative 4 at the same time before they fall. So we have 8 Marines striking. We're going to go into the lesser demons rather than the cavalry, hitting on 4s. Oh my word, just as bad as the demons. A single hit from 8 attacks and wounding on 4s. 1 wound.
5-up invulnerable, and that is 1 wound lost.
Initiative 1 for the Imperial Fist. We're going to strike the demons with our Power Fist and Solarite Gauntlet. We'll start with the Sergeant with his Power Fist. We're going to strike the Demonic Cavalry, hitting on 4s. 1 hit. That's pretty good. Wounding on 2s. That is a wound. Now, they are within their 6 inch of their Warp Rift marker, but this is Strength 8 and they now Toughness 4, so we are instant killing if they fail.
All right, so go to a 5-up rerollable. That is a save.
Finally, striking, we have the Consul. He's going toe-to-toe with the HQ. 4 attacks, thanks to the Solarite Gauntlet not being a specialist weapon. We are striking in, hitting on 4s, matching weapon skill. No 1s, unfortunately. We would get to re-roll those, but that is 2 hits. Wounding on 2s. 2 wounds. So both of these go onto the invulnerable save. The HQ chosen is now down to toughness 4 due to the tides of the warp. So these are instant death if they go through. 2 wounds.
All right, 2 5s. Here we go. Oh, no. And that is Warlord kill to the Imperial Fists. At the end of that round, the Imperial Fists have lost the combat by a difference of 2. They now require a leadership 7 or less to stay in the fight.
All right, let's see if we can stay in this fight. A 4. Ooh. Yeah, we're happy to continue. Turn 4, Imperial Fist moving and shooting. Movement was nice and quick. The Caries just moved from behind that generator to take aim at the single unengaged squad of the lesser demons. Firing onto the shooting phase, opened up with its Havoc launcher, scored a hit and clipped 4 demons. So strength 5 and they are now toughness 4. So 3s to wound. That's pretty good. 4 wounds.
4 of armor saves for those demons here. Oh, wow. Okay, that's pretty good. 1 suffers 1 wound.
All right, and we'll go straight on to the Caries. So 12 shots hit into the front of that squad. 2 hitting on 2s. Not too bad, not too bad at all. Single miss, so 11 hits. Strength 6, toughness 4, so we are now wounding on 2s with rending. Oh my word. That is 2, 4, 5 1s. So that's still 4, 6 wounds. Cuts through their armor as well, so they're onto the demon save. 5
ups. Oh, not a sausage. So 5 wounds. 6, 7 in total. Oof. The demons require a morale check for losing more than 25%. So let's have a quick roll. They need a 7 or under. Oh, they're bang on a 7.
Imperial Fist turn 4 combat. Straight into the combat with the beleaguered plasma support squad. We'll see if they can deal out another wound before perhaps succumbing. We have 3 attacks from the squad with the sergeant. Hitting on 4s, 2 hits, not too bad. And we are now wounding on 4s. 2 wounds, not too bad at all.
3 up armors. Oh, they are saved. Also striking back initiative 4, the Demonic Beasts will go in with their 12 attacks, requiring 4s. Holy hell. Now I remember why I don't use these dice very often. Okay, not too bad. Strength 4, toughness 4, 4s to wound. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds.
All right, slightly tricky, but we have 1 power armor and 1 artificer in the squad, so we'll do the power armor first, 1 at a time. 3 up, fail on the first hurdle, and then 4 2-ups. Let's see what we can do. Another 1, so that is the squad gone.
All right, and the Demonic Beast will consolidate 3 inches towards that Contemptor.
Moving on, the next combat, the giant melee in the middle of the board. Starting with the Imperial Fists, we have 3 Marines who strike back. Going base to base, we have 2 that will attack the cavalry and 1 that will attack the lesser demons. So starting with the attacks into the cavalry, 2 attacks, hitting on 4s, nothing, nice and easy. And the solo Marine into the lesser demons, 1 hit, wounding on 4s. 1 wound, okay, see what we can do.
All right, 5 up in Van. No, that is a wound dealt, and that will kill one of the lesser demons. Correction, they pass their armor save, and he is fine. Strike initiative 4, the cavalry will come in with 6 attacks, 4s to hit. That is 3 hits. They are rending, strength 4, toughness 4. That is not a sausage. We will now move on to the lesser demons. Same again, 4s to hit, 4s to wound, but this time we have shred and rending, and there is 8 attacks. Let's have a look. Oh, that's not bad. I'll have that on the rending. That'll be lovely. So 3 fail, and then 4s to wound, shred and rending. Oh, look at that. 3 rends. God. Okay, so that is 3 rends and 1 armor save.
Okay, so which would you like me to do first?
Bang the 3 rends. Well, it's your choice, of course, but 3 rends on the tack marines.
Okie doke. So 3 die, and then 1 regular armor save will have to go on the centurion. 2 up armor save, passed.
Loves it.
Striking back at initiative 1, the last 2 marines standing. The sergeant is going to swing at the cavalry again. 2 attacks, hitting on 4s. 2 hits. That's what we want. 2s to wound. 2 wounds. Now these are strength 8, toughness 4, so instant killing again, straight onto their 5 up and vulnerable, but they are within the warp rift marker, so this is a re-rollable.
All right, here we go. 2 5-ups will fail. Will we do it again? Oh, they fail. So 2 of those demonic cavalry fall.
Finally, the centurion is going to strike at the lesser demons and see if he can replicate his sergeant's success. 4 attacks, hitting on 3s with weapon skill 5. The Solarite Gauntlet is mastercrafted, so reroll, still missed. 2s again, strength 8, 3 wounds, and these are going straight through their toughness, so 3 5 invulnerable saves.
Oh, saved 1. Oh, so 1 of those demons fall. Slight correction there, I got carried away and should not have rerolled the invulnerable save, so 2 of those lesser demons have died. The demons have lost the combat by a difference of 3. There are 2 units in that combat, so they both need a morale check. So we'll start with the demonic cavalry, and they require a 4 or less. Let's have a look. They do fail, so we need to roll on the Ruinstorm chart, and it is a 3. So in this case, they lose D3 wounds, which is 3 wounds, and that will kill the demonic cavalry. And then finally, we'll do a leadership test here for the lesser demons. They also fail, and now we roll on the same chart. That is a 6, so that's good news. They don't lose any wounds, and they get +1 weapon skill, +1 ballistic skill to the end of the next turn.
End of turn 4 for Imperial Fists. We are hanging on by the skin of our teeth with 3 models on the board. However, we're doing pretty well, and next turn is turn 5. And the entire demon army will lose 1 strength and 1 toughness, so that could really start helping us. However, we'll see if we can survive to the end of the game.
Demons of the Ruinstorm, turn 5 movement, and the tides of madness are starting to ebb away now. So all the demons on the board are -1 toughness and -1 strength. The demonic beasts have moved forwards towards that Contemptor. They have a special thing called, special emanation called Sundering Fangs, where initiative 1 they can double the strength of their attack, so that will help get through the front armour of that Contemptor. And finally, the lesser demons that have been languishing around in that corridor for so long have burst through into the generator room and will try a charge against these 2 mighty Imperial Fist characters. Demons of the Ruinstorm, turn 5 assault phase, and the demonic beasts have declared a charge against the Contemptor. He's passed his reactionary fire test and will now overwatch at full ballistic skill.
Okay, let's see what we can do. We really need some good results here. 2s to hit with 12 shots. All hit, that's what we need.
Damn it.
2s to wound as they're now down to toughness 4, strength 6. 3 fail to wound, so that will be 9 wounds. No rends, but the AP4. Oh no, the AP4 doesn't cut through their 3-up armor save, but that is 9 3-up armor saves.
All right, okay, so 3-ups. Here we go. Oh, jeez. Oh, that's not too bad, actually. Only 1 dies. Onto the charges then. The demonic beast will charge. A mighty 3-inch charge. Just to make it in. Thankfully, we didn't lose 2 models from the front there. And then we need a 3-inch charge over there for the lesser demons into the Imperial Fist characters, which we get comfortably on a 6. Combat between the Mortis Contemptor and the demonic beasts. Striking first initiative 4 is the Mortis.
Yes, we're going to kick out and see if we can stamp on some of the beasts. 2 attacks due to no close combat weapon, hitting on 4s, 1 hit, and we are strength 7 base, so 2s to wound. That is a wound.
3-up armor save, fail, so that is 1 wound towards the beasts. They will use their Sundering Fangs, which means they only get 1 attack each, striking initiative 1, double their strength, which is now 4, so we go to 8, and we are Sunder. So we require 4s to hit. 3 hits, not too bad, and it's 5 to glance, 6 to pen, 1 of each, and the reroll, oh, that is a double pen and a glance. So enough to kill it, but let's see if that shield can save.
All right, so I suppose it doesn't really matter which one's which, there's no AP. Oh, I might affect it. So the glance on a 6-up, no, and then the 2 penetrating hit, 6-up, no.
That is brilliant. And that Contemptor is dead. The Sundering Fangs of those demonic beasts certainly made short work of that Contemptor, and then they followed through with a 5-inch consolidation. Moving on to the next combat and the heroic stand of these 2 Imperial Fist characters. We'll start with the 2 lesser demons on the platform there. There is 4 attacks, requiring 4s to hit. They are 2 hits, which is nice. And they are strength 3, toughness 4 is 2 5s. Lovely, we'll take that.
All right, the Centurion is up front. I would like to keep him alive as long as possible, so we do 2 lookout sirs on a 2-up. Both go through to the Sergeant. 1 at a time, 2-up armor save. Passed and passed.
Oh, good work. All right, we're going to move on to the other squad where there is 28 attacks. Striking initiative 4, the lesser demons go into the 2 characters. 28 attacks, requiring 4s to hit. All right, let's just get rid of these. There's quite a few 1s in there. 3, 6, 9, 12 hits. Okay, so now we have shred and rending. This is where it's going to pay off, hopefully. So we re-roll these failed to wound. We do need 5s and 6s. Jeez. Oh, that's not too bad. So we have 1, 2, I think that was a 5, 2 rend, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds.
All right.
Boris, what we got?
So, shall I take the regular or the rends first?
Oh, take the regular. We'll ratchet it up, shall we?
So 5 regular wounds. We'll take them on the Sergeant's 2-up artificer armor. Passed, 2nd, passed, 3rd, passed, 4th, passed, 5th, passed.
Holy hell.
All right, the 2 rends, was it? Moving on to the 3 rends, we're going to try and keep that Sergeant alive as long as possible. We're going to look out, sir, onto the Centurion, which seems a bit backwards, but at least he has a 5-up refractor field. 3 4-up lookout, sirs, as he's only a Sergeant. 2 go through. So the Sergeant does die immediately. That is 2 rends that fall onto the Centurion, and now we need 5-up refractor field saves. Save 1, 1 goes through. The Centurion is down to his last wound.
Yeah, that paid off, didn't it? Slight correction there. Again, got carried away. There was only 2 rending wounds which went through, which meant that the Centurion didn't lose a wound, so he is at full health.
Initiative 1, striking back, we have the last model on the board for the Imperial Fist, the Centurion. He's going to swing his Solarite Gauntlet into the lesser demons. We have 4 attacks hitting on 3s, thanks to weapon skill 5. 2 miss, however we have 1 for Mastercrafted, still miss. Only 2 hits, but we are strength 8, so 2s to wound, 2 wounds, and these go straight onto the invulnerable save.
2 5-ups. Oh, 1 passed, 1 failed, and that is 1 demon dead. At the end of that combat, due to the Warlord trait of the Imperial Fist, Paladin of Glory, the Imperial Fist Centurion adds +1 combat res, and the demons have lost the combat for a difference of 1. So the squad that has 1 lesser demon in takes a leadership test. 6 or less is failed. rolls on the perils of the warp chart, and he's a 1. That means he loses D3 wounds. That is enough to kill him and remove the model. Next squad will do the same, leadership 6 or less. They pass, thankfully, so not bad.
Imperial Fist turn 5 straight onto assault as the lone Centurion stands his ground against the forces of hell. He's going to see if he can stay alive to the end of turn 5. The demons swing first at initiative 4.
All right, we have 14 attacks, 2 apiece, 4s to hit. That was not a bad roll. Take that, and now we are shred and rending. This is where the demons come into their own with those little extra emanations. Let's have a look. Oh, God. We've got a cock dice there, proper cock dice. Oh, it wanted to be a rend, it was a rend. There are 3 rends so far. This is looking pretty good. And then we require 5s. Oh my word. So, I can't help but laugh. I'm so sorry. So we've got 6 rends and 2 wounds.
All right.
Let's start with the wounds.
Let's just start with the regular wounds. So 2 2-up armor saves, 1.
Whoa.
So he's down to 1 wound. So 6 rends, I believe.
Go on.
So we need 6 5-ups and a single failed one. He dies. No problem. No. Past 1, so he dies 5 times over and is finally dragged down by the demons of the Ruinstorm.
Holy hell, what an amazing game. All right, we will come back to you. Well, I was going to say with the results, but we'll come back to you with something. Wowzers, that was wild.
That was a bloodbath, as is good for your army choice.
I guess so. You know, it's really tricky to learn a new army. I found that really tough today. But I think we got through it. We did all right.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think there are any glaring errors. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I think it took. You won't see it on camera, but it took a bit longer than normal for us to record a game.
Yeah,
it's fairly late.
It's very late. In fact, we're both exhausted, and it's really sweaty in here as well, which is horrible. But I think it was a really fun game. I love the way the demons interact with their portals. I think though that because of the mission we played and the deployment, it was kind of always going to be forced into one area. I think maybe next time we'll just spread it out a little bit.
Possibly. I think you're right, because of the quarters deployment of assault mission on Zone Mortalis, it basically the entire game happened in that table quarter in the top right, which was the 5th deployment zone, just because the demons can be on in your face so fast, which is what they're meant to do. But it maybe a different deployment zone or a different map layout would work better.
Yes. A couple of things I learned from this game about the board building, which Boris just alluded to there. A couple more entry and exit points on the outskirts. I built this as kind of a very insular kind of thing, but I think putting a few more outlets in the deployment zone would have helped a little bit, I think.
A little bit, maybe, yeah. Just to give you some options to come in. As we saw, there was just a giant traffic jam.
Yeah.
That luckily was resolved with some good run moves, but otherwise it would have just been over quicker than it was for the Fists.
True. But one hell of a heroic last stand from your 2 characters.
Brilliant. I think they definitely need promotion if they survive somehow. Absolutely, epic. Some really lucky, the Rapier battery holding on for that long.
Oh, man.
Some really, really lucky combats and some really unlucky ones. I think our bad luck sort of cancelled each other out in the end. You had some pretty bad luck overall. But demons they're scary. I see what people get at. They're not, I don't think they're impossible. I think they are, it's possible to deal with them. The map and the mission particularly was pretty bad. I mean, we'll go into the victory points, but it was the mission layout with the objectives that we each had made it pretty much impossible for the Fists to win.
Yeah.
Which it was fine. It was a fun last stand, and actually, if a few dice rolls had gone in a few different ways, might have. There were only 2 units left on the table for the demons. Might have been able to wipe the demons. So, it was still really fun, really close, but a learning experience.
Yeah, I think if we look back to our test game, you did wipe the demons.
Just right at the end of the game, it was very, very close. But I think we went to turn 6, and it came down to some dicey combats.
Yeah. The main difference between the test game and the game we played today, one was we used standard force org charts. We didn't use the Zone Mortalis specific ones. So the Zone Mortalis ones, they restrict the amount of troops that you can take. I had 6 troops choices because I used a standard force org chart. And so in this one, I had to switch out some of the demons. Some of the lesser demons and put in the cavalry, which I didn't have previously.
Yeah.
And also I put a few more brass collars on things, which I didn't before, which definitely helped your AP4 from the rapiers and the contemptor.
And the autocannons.
And the autocannons, of course. Yeah,
they were all doing good work, whereas this game, it was 50, up and down.
3 of Armor's tough, though, right?
It is, yeah. Well, Demon Marines.
Demon Marines, woohoo! So it was a wipeout, sure, but if we have a quick look at the results, the Demons were 12, Imperial Fist 4, and the main reason why the Demons got up there so quickly is because if you choose the Crimson Fury like I did, you can choose to exchange your primary mission objective and not have the one in-game. You still keep your secondaries. Reading this, that's what we think. So they did run away with it from that point.
Yeah, basically both sides. I was playing Search and Destroy, so you get a victory point for every unit you destroy. Mm-hmm. Very simple with secondaries of Slay the Warlord and First Blood. Whereas Demons were playing their Crimson Fury, which is pretty much exactly the same. You get a victory point for every unit that dies. It has to be in close combat, but it pretty much was in our game.
Yeah.
But crucially, you also get victory points for every one of your units. So there was basically, unless I was bringing down units through shooting, and we discussed it was much harder to do so.
Yeah.
Even if I wiped a unit, so for the 3 demon units I killed, the demons still got 3 victory points, which is tough. But fixable, and like I say, it was really fun. I don't really mind losing, even a wipeout. It's good fun. That last stand at the end was worth it. Made it worth it.
Yeah, I think to counter that as well, let's not forget that the demons had no shooting whatsoever themselves, so they really had to cover the ground and get into combat. And having 2 units that moved 12 inches was quite good. I must admit, when I first looked at the demon list, I had no idea that virtually every demon has 2 wounds, which is pretty mind-blowing, really. It's so cool.
It's very good. I must say that, the sort of the flux of the warp rule where they, or whatever it is, the name is, there's a lot of new names to learn, where they get +1 strength toughness, then to normal, and then minus. If you can tease it out to that turn 5 or 6, it is great, because you're suddenly wounding them on 3s with even just basic melee attacks. Your carries are doing good work, so I think it is a game of trying to tease out and trying to clinch it in the turn 5 and 6, if possible. But again, to counter that, the demons do have the warp rift, so they can basically be in your face in turn 1. But yeah, it's really good. It's a fun new faction to learn to play against. And it just, completely unlike anything else in Heresy. It
reminds me of when Mechanicum came out, because they were designed to kill Space Marines, and everyone found Mechanicum incredibly tough. As the years have gone on, we know what Mechanicum get up to. We know how to deal with them. There are units that are out that can deal with them really efficiently. Like the Arcus, for example, that's got some anti-Mechanicum warheads on it. And Boris and I were talking throughout this game that we'll do a few more in the future using the Sayakana and a few of the bits and bobs.
Yeah, I think we said in the intro, it's basic plain Space Marine Imperial Fist list. So maybe we'll do not a linked, but sort of thematically linked game with Imperial Fists and Demons, and maybe bring out some Sayakana to deal with the Demons specifically. That'd be fun.
Absolutely. All right, so in the next game, we are probably going to bring you an episode of Challenge the Channel, that series we did years and years ago, and we're going to bring it back, Demons versus Iron Hands, Alltech Moore, and the 2 Contemptors there. So we'll see how that goes, and we get to build it in the new Zone Mortalis board as well, which is very exciting. Boris, final thought.
Try not to fight demons until turn 3.
Amen. Final thought from me. Just playing games is unbelievable. And as I said at the top of the show, a lot of time and effort has been invested into trying getting us into a room to play these games. So there's been a lot of sacrifice on both parts to get here, but we're really relieved to get some games going for you. And I'm very excited for the future for Zone Mortalis, the Demons, and some of the bits and bobs. Boris, you have a social media account. Where can we find you?
Yeah, an Instagram account that I occasionally
You got
Valley
some
with.
scars on there, all right?
Yeah, scars are coming possibly before you jaunt across the world. We'll see if we can get them on the channel just so they can get their time on the camera.
Yep.
And suffer first units and first game syndrome. But it's pack_paints.
Fantastic. Sorry. And of course, you can follow the channel on the 30k channel. Love to hear your comments about this game. We will see you in the next one.